Hello all. I hope you are able to hear me. Just thumbs up if you are able to hear me. Just confirm on the chat screen. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So I welcome all of you to this particular session. Let me start with the basic idea of why I conducted this particular session. So see, we keep on getting lot of inquiries where the students they come to us and they ask us that we want to speak to the a trainer directly because we want to understand how SAP FICO will help us in our career based on the experience that we got. So many times we get the inquiries from different accounting or finance professionals who have 8, 10, even 5, 2 years of experience in the industry, in the accounting or the finance field. And then they try to ask this question: if I want to start my career into SAP FICO, what are the different steps, and why do you think that that will help me in being successful in your career? So this is a session where I'm trying to address that particular question because this is a very common question across the industry. So that is a whole purpose of this session. So just I think we are ready to start. Just again one thumbs up. The voice is clear, everything is clear, we can proceed. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so I don't know how many of you are new to SAP, and that is the reason I kept this first slide. Okay, this is going to be a very short session. I'm just going to explain you what exactly is SAP, why a finance graduate or a finance professional should start their career into SAP, what are the steps involved, and then obviously what are the benefits of migrating your or switching your career from the finance professional to the SAP FICO consultant. So let's start with what exactly is SAP for those of you who are not aware about it. See, SAP is just a computer software. It is a company, it is a German-based company which is into developing the software which is called as a ERP software. Okay, so the general difference between the normal software and ERP software is ERP software is not only for a particular department. ERP software is not only to serve a particular purpose, but it is to manage the entire organization. Okay, so you can see ERP software is a type of software that help companies manage their day-to-day operations such as accounting, inventory management, HR, customer relationship. These are just examples. Okay, so your sales, your purchase, your HR related processes, your accounting, your production. If you are into if you have some plant, the plant maintenance. If you are a project-based organization, the project systems. So there are n number of different functionalities which will help the entire organization, whatever departments they got, they have the solution in SAP. Okay, so that is the difference between the normal software and the ERP. When we say ERP means it is not a small software which is built to help in a particular purpose, but it is like a software which will be used enterprise wide. Okay, the full form is enterprise resource planning. Now, with SAP ERP software, businesses can streamline, as I told you. Why we use any software? The main purpose of using any software is we want to reduce the manual task, we want to improve the efficiency, we want to see our reports on time, we want to, from the finance point of view, we want to present our reports on time, finalize the financial statements, and we need to produce it to the auditors, to the tax authorities. So that entire process can be simplified if a company is using the software like SAP. Okay. So again, this is an example which will help you understand once again. For example, imagine a company that sells products. It can be online, it can be offline. So they use SAP ERP to keep track of their inventory levels. Now, as I told you, SAP helps you do n number of things. Okay, so and that is the reason whichever department SAP supports, normally it is called as a SAP module. For example, inventory levels. So which module in SAP takes care of inventory management? It comes within SAP MM. Within SAP MM, there are two parts: inventory management and purchase management. So inventory levels, purchases, these are handled in SAP MM module. Same way sales. So you can also use SAP software to do all your sales activities, to generate all your sales reports. So there is a module in SAP called as SAP SD. Similarly, managing people. So you have let's say n number of employees in your company, if you want to manage their payroll, if you want to manage their attendance, okay, then there is a module in SAP called as SAP HCM, Human Capital Management, or HR. Okay, same way process orders, this can be the sales orders, purchase orders we discussed, managing the customer information, which is again part of the SD module. Okay, and track the shipments, which is again shipments related to customer SD. So in this example, it is only focusing on maybe SD, HR, okay, and basic core processes. But apart from this, accounting, which means SAP FI, controlling, which is mainly from the management accounting point of view. Apart from FICO, then you got a production module in SAP, which is mainly important for the manufacturing companies where they manage their entire production cycle in SAP. So like this, there is no limit there. If you ask me to name a few SAP modules, the list will be more than 20-25 modules which are core. Okay, on top of the core modules in SAP, there are some advanced modules in SAP for which obviously SAP provides separate products altogether. Okay, so in short, just to summarize this particular slide, SAP is a company, first of all, it is a German-based company, and they develop the ERP softwares which are used by the entire organization. Okay, so some examples, like if it is a big company, if it is a company like Amazon, Walmart, then the product from SAP is SAP S4 HANA. Okay, the current product that SAP customers use when they implement SAP, or the customers who are already using SAP from last 5 6 years, they are using SAP S4 HANA product. But previously, before SAP S4 HANA, there were some other products in the market like SAP ECC, SAP R3. So those are the, you can say, historical products nowadays. Nowadays, most of the companies who are implementing SAP, they are implementing SAP S4 HANA. So for the big companies, if I talk about the small companies, there are products from SAP Business One. There are products from SAP which are related to the small or the medium scale industry. Okay, so SAP is not only developing the products for the bigger companies, they are also developing the products for the smaller companies. Okay, so overall, SAP ERP software helps business operate more smoothly and efficiently. Okay, and that is the reason it is so popular in the business world, because it is not like SAP is the only ERP available in the market. There are other ERP products also available, like Oracle apps. Microsoft has all different products available in the form of ERP. But then if you compare the business benefits which comes with SAP, definitely you can see it is more popular uh, compared to the other ERP, which is ERP products which are available in the market. Okay, so this is about SAP. Now, what exactly is SAP FICO? Okay, so because this particular session I am concentrating on accounting and financial professionals. So again, this is one important question. When we got the inquiries, we get the calls. The students ask, "Sir, I have done the accounting. I'm an accounting graduate, or I have 2 years, 5 years experience into SAP. Into the financial domain or the accounting domain. Which module will be suitable for me?" See, there is no second thought. If you are a finance professional, if you are an accounting professional, and you have the interest in the functionality, you have the interest in the business, then SAP FICO is a best module suitable for you. Okay, why I'm saying the interest into the business? Because if you have, it will be also possible that you have a background into finance, you are accounting professional, but your interest is into the reporting. For example, you like to do the BI reports, or you like to develop the maybe you are in your current role, you are extracting the data in the Excel from your current ERP system and generating different reports. And same thing you want to do into SAP also. In that particular case, there are other modules in SAP also. Okay, so there is a module in SAP called as SAP BI, which mainly takes care of the business intelligence reports, which is like analytical reports which you can create for your audience. Okay, but if you want to stick with the business, if you want that, okay, most of my time I'll be using my financial knowledge into SAP, then it is SAP FICO module. Now remember one thing here also, there is a catch. By calling SAP FICO, what do we mean? Whenever you, even when you are applying for the jobs, or wherever you are getting the opportunities, maybe in the LinkedIn, we are looking for SAP FICO consultants. Normally, when they say SAP FICO, it is mainly a FI consultant with CO basic knowledge, because this FI and CO, these are two different modules in SAP. Okay, FI and CO, these are two separate modules in SAP. Many times we combine them to call it as SAP FICO, but from the learning point of view, if you want to start your career into SAP, FI and CO, these are two different modules. Okay, so wherever you are going for the training, you need to ensure, you need to check what is covered, whether they are covering FI or they are covering CO or they are covering both. Okay, as per my recommendation, it is not possible for anyone who is completely new to SAP to learn both at the same time. Okay, because CO specifically, FI is very straightforward. If you are accounting professional, or even if you are not accounting professional but you are interested to learn some basics of accounting, then you can easily learn SAP FI module. But if you want to learn the CO module is not independent. CO module has lot of dependency on other SAP modules. For example, CO has a dependency on purchase, CO has a dependency on sales, CO has a dependency on manufacturing. So there are different modules in SAP which has an impact on CO module. If you really want to learn SAP CO module, then you need to have the basic understanding, not the theoretical understanding, but the practical exposure into how PP cycle works. Okay, and that is not something which is possible for a beginner who is starting his career to learn CO directly. That is the reason, as per my recommendation, you should start with SAP FI, take some years of experience, maybe 2 years, 3 years, and once you are comfortable with SAP FI, and while you start working with 2 to 3 years of experience, you always get to learn the other modules like PP, the basics. I'm not saying you should be expert in those, but you will understand what exactly is doing, how it is integrated with the other modules, what exactly SD is doing. Then it would be a better time to learn CO. Okay, so SAP FICO are two different modules: financial accounting and controlling. From the if I tell you from the basic terminologies point of view, what is the difference between FI and CO? FI is financial accounting and CO is management accounting. So if you are a finance professional, accounting professional, you might be already knowing what is the difference between financial accounting and management accounting. Financial accounting means those transactions, those reports that we create for the external world, okay, which is mandatory. For example, we generate the financial statements like balance sheet, profit and loss. Okay, there are a lot of mandatory requirements from the tax point of view to generate the GST reports and all, which are mandatory, which we cannot avoid. Okay, on the other side, there is management accounting. Management accounting is mainly for the internal reporting purpose. What do you mean by internal reporting? Internal reporting means you want to know which product is doing good in the market. You want to know which department has incurred what, how much cost. You want to know what is the cost of manufacturing a finished product that I'm manufacturing. So those are the things which has nothing to do with the external world. Those are internal to you, so that you take your decisions on time, you take the informed decisions, right? So that is the basic difference between SAP FI and SAP CO. I already explained within SAP FI what are the subcomponents. So accounts payables, accounts receivables, general ledger accounting, bank accounting. Now understand in this way, if this is something which I ask the non-accounting professional, that in SAP FI you need to learn these particular things. Again, I'm not saying it is not possible. Even I come from the non-finance background. I don't have any educational background into finance or accounting. Okay, but still I'm doing good in the industry in terms of SAP FICO. So it is not mandatory, but what I mean to say here is it is always advantageous. If you are an accounting professional, if you are a finance professional, then you already know what is accounts payables. You already know, be it any software, accounts payable is right related to all the transactions that you do to your vendor. So you create a vendor invoice, you make a payment to the vendor, you send some credit notes to the vendor, you do the partial payment, you do the advance payment, those things are part of accounts payable. So irrespective of which accounting software you are using today, you already know how accounts payable works. And that is the reason, the main purpose, as I told you, of this particular session is you need to understand, as a accounting or finance professional, the effort that you need to put in learning SAP FICO is going to be around only 60%. Okay, so if a non-accounting background professional coming to learn SAP FICO, before he starts his learning journey into SAP, they need to understand what are accounts payable, what are accounts receivable, from the theoretical, from the understanding point of view. In your case, because you are already well aware about these topics, it would be very easier for you to cope up the topics and you will be able to learn SAP FICO faster. Okay. So from the CO point of view, as I told you, department-wise cost is cost center accounting. And if you want to see the product-wise profitability and all, that is profit center accounting. Okay, so SAP FICO is widely used in the industry, such as these are some of the industries. Again, there is no restriction. I have seen SAP being implemented in most of the industries which are available, right? So it is not like restricted to any industry, but these are just the examples. Okay, so manufacturing, retail, banking, services, everywhere SAP is being implemented. Okay, and it is again one another point. It is also one of the most popular SAP module and has high demand for skilled professionals who can implement and maintain the system. Let me tell you this particular point. Think about a company who is implementing SAP. Now, this company can be, just take the same example, it can be a manufacturing company, it can be the retail company, it can be banking, it can be services. Now, just think about this. If it is a manufacturing company, which modules they need? They may need manufacturing module, which is PP module. They definitely need to purchase something, so they will need MM. They need to sell something, they need SD. Okay. Same thing if I apply here in banking. Do I need PP module? Definitely not. Do I need purchasing and sales module? See, obviously, banking is not going to sell any physical products. They are not going to buy maybe any physical products, but still, MM and SD module, these are the core modules in SAP. They will use it even if they are buying or selling the services, right? But again, the level of, or the, you can say, uh, the functionalities what they are going to use in MM and SD, those are going to be minimum here. Maximum of those things will be used in manufacturing, because you are going to manufacture the material, you need to purchase the material, raw material, you need to sell the finished products. So compared to banking industry, manufacturing is going to utilize MM and SD modules in more advanced way. Okay, but what is the common here? If I talk about FI, can I go ahead with this company implementing SAP in manufacturing company without FI? Definitely not. Can I implement SAP without FI in the retail industry? Definitely not. Banking industry? Definitely not. So any company who is implementing SAP, the first module that is mandatory for them to implement is SAP FI module. Okay, CO can be optional. I can understand CO is optional because that is for the internal reporting. But FI module is very, very, very important in each and every company who is implementing SAP. And that is the reason the demand of a SAP FI consultant is always there, irrespective of what is the industry, right? And even the rate, if you compare the rate which SAP FI consultants are getting compared to the rates of the other modules in SAP, you will always find SAP FI is always a better paid SAP module compared to the other modules in SAP. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now coming to why you as a finance professional or accounting professional should consider switching to IT. So everybody knows this. If you are not doing it today, if you are not doing it uh, by the will today, tomorrow you will be forced to do that, because everything is getting replaced with the automation. Okay, so first point, increasing automation. No company wants to pay the employees just to enter the data into the SAP system or any other system. So if you are accountant or a finance professional today, what you are doing is you are posting the transactions into the SAP or any other system. That we are actually working on many projects where we want to automate this. The invoice came, it should be scanned, it should be posted automatically without any manual intervention. So going forward, maybe 2 years, 3 years, already a lot of things are automated, but going forward in another 2 3 years, you may find that it is very difficult to survive in the industry if you are just posting the transactions into the accounting system. Okay, coming from the career growth opportunities, obviously career growth opportunities with your current accounting or finance professional will be limited, okay, compared to SAP, because in SAP you can see many projects are getting implemented now. There are many companies who are already using SAP, so for them also we the support consultants are required, the rollout consultants are required. So career wise also, growth opportunity wise also, it is much better choice. Okay, and improved efficiency, this is from your personal point of view. So if you are very good at your domain today, if you are very good at accounting today, you are very good at the finance domain today, if you try to understand how IT works with this combination of finance and IT, you will be able to perform much better in the industry. Okay, so I'll allow you to ask the questions. I'll just complete remaining 2 slides, then definitely I would like to hear from you whatever questions you got. Okay, why consider shifting to SAP FICO consulting now? I think I already answered that, but these are just the pointers. Number one, growing demand. SAP FICO is always growing. Even if you try in LinkedIn, Naukri, Monster, you will find n number of opportunities available. Okay, but now your question can come, sir. I can see a lot of opportunities available, but those opportunities are available mainly for the experienced consultants. You are right, and that is not only true for SAP. Even if you try to find the accountant job on LinkedIn, on Monster, on Naukri, you will definitely find that even for accountants, companies are preferring someone who is experienced. So this is common across. It is not like only in SAP this is happening. It is common across. When companies are hiring, they prefer the candidates from the reference as a fresher. Okay, or maybe they will be conducting the walk-in events, they will be conducting the referral events, but they normally don't post these things on the job portals. Okay, this is common, it is not only for SAP. So again, I'm not saying getting the SAP job is a very straightforward thing. I'm not saying once you learn SAP FICO or you get certified in SAP, it is very straightforward thing. But at the same time, if you're not doing today, definitely you have to be forced to do it in the coming days, because there is no choice. You cannot survive in the industry just with your domain experience. You definitely need to convert that domain experience into IT, and then you can see what is a career growth. Right, second is same thing, integration of IT and finance. If you combine both, you will get the results: career growth opportunities, high earning potential, and exposure to different industry. This is also one of the thing, not only industry, exposure to different industries and different cultures. When you are working as a SAP FICO consultant, you get to work on different kind of projects. Okay, so maybe today you are working in the manufacturing company. Once that project is completed, you may get a exposure to work in the retail industry where the processes are completely different. Okay, so you will understand how the industry work. You will get a lot of exposure in terms of what are the processes in those industries. And as I told you, not only industry but also the culture. So today you are working in, let's say, US project. Tomorrow you will get a chance to work in the European project. Okay, not only get the chance, but you can also, you can see SAP consultants are traveling all over the world. So that gives you the understanding of what is the culture differences that will help you in uh, discussing or coordinating all your thoughts with the users, the end users, or the consultants all over the world. So that is also one thing which will help you in growing in your career. Okay, so what next? Where to start? So what you need to do is, first of all, develop a strong foundation in accounting and finance. Now, this particular point, as I told you, if you are already a accounting or finance background, then definitely this point maybe you are already done with. That is the reason I told you this particular thing is already with you. You need to start from here. Okay, but if you are not accounting and finance background, the first thing that you have to do, you have to start learning the basics of accounting and finance. Okay, so although if I tell you from my side, whenever we start any new batch, during the batch, we also focus on this particular point. We don't ask our students to go and learn accounting and finance outside. Okay, so whenever we are going to talk about a particular topic, before we go into the SAP system, we understand how that functionality works in the normal case without even SAP touch. Okay, so for example, when we are teaching you how the accounts payables are handled in SAP, so before we talk about how it is handled in SAP, we need to understand what is accounts payable, right? So we spend a lot of time in understanding or developing the strong foundation for these topics before we touch on SAP FICO topic. Okay, but this, if you, as I told you, if you are already well aware about this, you will find it very easy. Point number two is get trained and certified in SAP FICO. So if you are already good in accounting and finance, you don't need to worry about this. You need to now concentrate on learning and getting certified as a SAP FICO consultant. Okay, now someone will ask, is it mandatory to get certified? See, there is no hard and fast rule. It is not like only certified candidates will get the job. But think about this situation. If there are 10 jobs available in the market, 7 jobs are okay. They are saying certification is not mandatory. And 3 jobs are only for certified candidates. So why do you want to lose that opportunity? If you want to be eligible for all the 10 jobs, it is always better to get certified. And certification is not a big deal nowadays. Earlier, it used to be around, if I talk about Indian rupees, it was around 3-4 lakhs of Indian rupees if you want to get certified. Now, SAP is allowing you to write the certification exam just by paying around 20,000 INR, right? So that is, you need to capitalize on that, because getting the certified is not something which is very uh, like you cannot uh, you don't know the value of it, because as a consultant, when you want to start your career, it is always better to get certified, because then you have something to prove that you have done this particular course and you learned these things, and that is the reason you are certified, right? So it is always better to get certified. I have a separate video on this one, whether to get certified or not. If you want to go through that, you can go through on my YouTube channel. Okay, obviously gain work experience. This is because what will happen after you got certified? You got trained and now you are certified consultant. Is it like you will get trained on 30th of April and on the 1st of May you will have a job offer in your hand? May not be. Okay, and maybe also, I'm not saying it is not possible. I have seen some consultants, I've seen some students who immediately, even during the course itself, they either get the better opportunity. Maybe they are already working as a SAP consultant at the junior level. They got the opportunity to uh, get another job at the higher level. And I have seen many consultants who, even who were going through the training, they got certified before we completed the training, and they got the first offer even before we completed the training. But again, there is no hard and fast rule. It can be, I can also give you the example, the students who done the training 2 years back, and now they are just doing whatever they were doing just before training. So it is all about how much effort you are putting in into it. Okay, so from my side, if there are 30 students who are learning this course, from my side I'll try to provide the best of delivery. But how you are capturing that, how you are practicing on your own, how you are building your CV, how you are applying for the proper jobs, and how you are performing in the interviews, these are n number of factors which you have to think, you have to make sure that you are strong in that. Okay, so although we are there for support in terms of CV, we are there for supports in terms of what kind of questions are asked in the interviews. But if you don't practice in the system, if you don't go through those questions, if you don't go through those PDFs that we have provided to you, then definitely the chances of getting the jobs will become minimum. So it is always better to, whenever you are starting something new, for just next 2-3 months till the time the course is going on and the activities are going on, you need to focus and you need to make sure that whatever is taught, you are following that. Okay, and then gain work experience. Once you completed your certification, next point is you need to gain some work experience. Now the problem here is, many times you will find that, sir, I have 10 years of experience already into finance or accounting, And obviously, with 10 years of experience, you might be getting good salary. Now, if you go into the job market and you tell the recruiter that I have 10 years of experience as an accountant, but I just completed my certification in SAP and I want the job in SAP with 10 years of experience. Definitely, this 10 years of experience is not going to be counted for SAP FICO roles. Why? Because you got the experience in different, altogether a different area. Okay, definitely it is something which should be considered from the accounting point of view. If it is not 10, maybe 2 3 years of experience, there are companies who consider that also. But you may find the companies are not considering your experience at all, and that is the reason they are not able to match your salary what you are getting. They may ask you to join in less salary compared to what you are getting today. But my recommendation would be, if you are ready for a little bit of struggle, maybe 6 months, 1 year of time, don't hesitate, because what you are getting today will not, like, the if I talk about the curve from here, if I talk about the next 5 years, it would be, the curve will be like this. But if you are going into SAP, you can check this online, you can check this anywhere, you will find in last 3 4 years the SAP curve is always like this. I have seen many consultants, uh, before COVID, they were earning around 8 to 10 lakh as a package, yearly annual package. And those same consultants in this 3 years of time, they are today earning more than 30 35 lakhs. So there is a sharp curve in case of SAP FICO consulting, but again, that is for the good consultants. Okay, so if you are learning it properly, if you are effectively utilizing your work, whatever work you are going to do, if you do it properly and you gain a lot of exposure in terms of the industries, in terms of the culture, then definitely nobody can stop you to become a very good consultant and earn a very good salary into SAP FICO consulting. Okay, and obviously the last part is build your network. It is always better to connect with the different experts who are there in the industry, so that you can always they can always refer you with some opportunities available in the market. Okay, so this was all about why you should go for SAP FICO consulting. Now, just one slide in how we can help. So I represent Gaurav Learning Solutions, and what we are doing is we are providing the trainings to the students who want to start their career into SAP FI. We are starting a batch from next Saturday. The timings will be the same timing that we started today. It is a weekend batch, only Saturday, Sundays. And in this batch, we are going to learn SAP FI. Okay, and the basics of CO. So after this batch, you can definitely go for SAP FI certification. Okay, we will guide you in terms of how to register for the certification exam, what kind of questions are asked. But before that, it is not like we are only preparing you for the certification. Certification is the last thing. We are preparing you so that once you get the opportunity to work, you are able to perform. So it is not going to be only the certification based training. It is not going to be the theoretical training. It is going to be the practical training, and most of the scenarios we are going to discuss in the system rather than theoretical discussions. I know some of the students are already trained. They just want to know how to go from here to start a career into SAP consulting. So they know how we have conducted the sessions, and they know how we have completed all the topics that we have discussed. So if you want more help on this, obviously you can go through our website. You will find all the details about the course, content, fees, everything is mentioned over there, and you can coordinate with my team. They will be definitely able to help you out. So this was my agenda, just to help you out in terms of, because it was not possible for me to speak to everyone one is to one and explaining how they can start their career with the finance background. So I hope that purpose is now solved. Now I'm open for any questions that you got. So what you can do is, there are 2 3 ways. Number one, you can type your question on the chat screen. Okay, and number two, there is a hand raise button. You can also raise your hand. I will uh, yeah, I will unmute you one by one. Okay, so who want to get started? I'll just go through the chat screen. There are already few questions on the chat screen.